Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video will be about the Orange Bowl, Michigan versus Georgia. Before we get into today's video, if you normally are like me, college football fan, and like to earn money and go to college football playoff games for a free challenge, well, I have a link in my description, Capital One Bowl Mania. It will send you to the college football national championship playoff game. So that's definitely one thing to check out. The link is in my description. It's completely free. Go to the College Football National Championship, College Football Playoff. And so let's get into today's video. So the first team we'll be talking about in today's video is Michigan. We're going to go over their game versus Ohio State. It's in their game versus Iowa. Versus Ohio State, Cade McNamara threw for 159 yards with one interception of touchdowns. Hassan Haskins, 169 yards, 5 rushing touchdowns, school record. Blake Corum had 87 yards also on the ground, no touchdowns. Michigan defense only let up 64 rushing yards, and the talented freshman TreVeyon Henderson was held under 40. They had 4 sacks, 8 tackles for loss. The defense led by the one and only Aiden Hutchinson, man, he is a stud on the field, who had 3 sacks, 3 tackles for losses. Michigan was 5-8 on third downs. Michigan had very few penalties. They had 2 penalties for only 20 yards. So the stats versus a really good Ohio State team who will be versing Utah in the Rose Bowl game. That game's actually going to be really cool. I'll be doing videos on all the New Year's Six Bowl games and a few of the other ones like the Outback Bowl and the Pinstripe Bowl and Tax Slayer Bowl. So, I mean, Michigan, they absolutely dominated Ohio State. Aiden Hutchinson gets in the free. He's going to tackle any quarterback any given time. I expect him to do the same versus Stetson Bennett, or they might even go with JT Daniels. They should do that. I feel like JT Daniels is a better quarterback. Versus Iowa, a literally monster game. They destroyed them. Wasn't even close. It was a 42-3 win. Cade McNamara, 169 yards, 1 touchdown. Blake Corum, 74 rushing yards with 1 rushing touchdown. Hassan Haskins, 56 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Michigan held Iowa's Tyler Goodson to 50 yards. Tyler Goodson's been running all over defenses all year, including the Penn State defense. Michigan only allowed Spencer Petras to complete 9 out of his 22 passes. Again, defense led by Aiden Hutchinson, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss. Caden Colser had 1 interception. They literally dominated Iowa. I don't really know much else to say. They literally destroyed Iowa in every step of the way. I mean, it was just a downright awful game from Iowa. Great game for Michigan and Jim Harbaugh. So let's get on to Georgia. Georgia versus number 8 Arkansas at the time. Stetson Bennett, 75 pass yards. James Cook, 87 yards. Zamir White, 68 yards, 2 touchdowns. Georgia's defense held them to 75 rushing yards and 73 passing yards. The defense led by Nakobe Dean, 1.5 sacks, 2 tackles for losses, total of 4 sacks and 7 tackles for loss in the game. Georgia was 2-2 on 4th downs. Penalties, they had 6 for 40 yards, held the ball 36 minutes, 32 seconds, 13 more minutes, and 185 plus more yards than them. So Georgia just dominated every step of the way in this game. Like, it really wasn't ever close. 37-0, manhandled a so-called good Arkansas team. Versus number 11 Kentucky, Stetson Bennett, 250 yards with 3 touchdowns. James Cook, 51 yards. Zamir White, 46 yards and a touchdown. Kentucky only had 51 rush yards, and they had the best runner in the SEC. Defense led by Jalen Carter, 1 sack, 2.5 tackles, 3 sacks, 8 tackles for loss. Total on defense for Georgia, that was not great stats, but they versus a pretty good Will Levis offense. They beat them by 150 total yards. I mean, what else can you say? Georgia dominated every game this year but Alabama game. They only versed a number 8 and a number 11 team. That's their only really good teams they versed. So, yeah, that's basically it. Guys, enjoy your college football playoff. I'll be making probably 2 more videos in the time before the college football playoff.